So, look, all I want to do is this. I just want to find 11,780 votes, which is one more than we have, because we won the state. And the people of Georgia are angry. The people of the country are angry. And there's nothing wrong with saying that, that you've recalculated.
Well, Mr. President, the challenge that you have is the data you have is wrong.
You should want to have an accurate election. And you're a Republican.
We believe that we do have an accurate election.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't have. Not even close. You're off by hundreds of thousands of votes.
Donald Trump was secretly recorded in a 1-hour phone call that took place between Trump himself and Georgia election officials on January the 2nd to try to coerce those election officials to effectively rig the outcome in his favor. These hashtag Trump tapes are critical because we hear the president being caught red-handed attempting to coerce these state officials into, quote, recalculating vote totals, end quote, in the state. This is election fraud. A man by the name of Ryan Goodman on Twitter laid it out by saying that Trump might have committed election law crimes under Georgia state law because actually beyond the reach of a pardon, and it would be up to Georgia officials whether or not to prosecute. He shares a picture where a Georgia law professor goes into more detail about why this is election fraud. But take a look at this first clip, and I will be back to share my thoughts.
We have won this election in Georgia based on all of this. And there's nothing wrong with saying that, Brad. Having a correct, the people of Georgia are angry. And these numbers are going to be repeated on Monday night, along with others that we're going to have by that time, which are much more substantial even. And the people of Georgia are angry. The people of the country are angry. And there's nothing wrong with saying that, that you've recalculated.
Well, Mr. President, the challenge that you have is the data you have is wrong.
So Trump repeats several times, okay, that Republicans in Georgia and around the country are, quote, are angry, end quote, which in itself is a thinly veiled threat. Okay, then he goes on to say, quote, there is nothing wrong with saying you recalculated. Yes, there is. It's called cheating when it's not based on anything factual. Okay. So he's trying to lead him on without actually telling him literally what to do to rig the outcome in his favor. But take a look at this second clip, and I will be back to share my thoughts on that one.
Now, do you think it's possible that they shredded ballots in Fulton County? Because that's what the rumor is. And also that Dominion took out machines. That Dominion is really moving fast to get rid of their machinery. Do you know anything about that? Because that's illegal.
This is Ryan, Germany. No, Dominion has not moved any machinery out of Fulton County. We're having.
But have they moved? Have they moved the inner parts of the machines and replaced them with other parts?
No.
You sure, Ryan?
I'm sure.
Okay, so what Trump is doing here is called coercion. He is attempting to persuade someone to do something illegal through force and threats. And these can even be thinly veiled threats, not literal threats. So, or at least, well, I'm not a lawyer, but in the court of public opinion, that I can say that. So when Trump asks the Georgia official whether or not Dominion took out parts of their machine and installed faulty software to rig the election against him, the official says no. Then Trump asks, "You sure?" Understand, Trump knows what he is saying is BS. He's really asking him, hey, you're sure you don't want to say that's what happened as an excuse to overturn the results, right? So definitely read between the lines, because Trump is smart enough about committing crimes, okay, to not come out and literally say, hey, create fake votes and a fake narrative for me so that I can use that to try to steal the election. But listen to more of this, and then I'll be back.
You should want to have an accurate election. And you're a Republican.
We believe that we do have an accurate election.
No, I know you don't. No, you don't. You don't have. Not even close. You're off by hundreds of thousands of votes. You know what they did, and you're not reporting it. That's a criminal offense, and you can't let that happen. That's a big risk to you and to Ryan, your lawyer. That's a big risk. But they are shredding ballots, in my opinion, based on what I've heard, and they are removing machinery, and they're moving it as fast as they can. Both of which are criminal fines, and you can't let it happen, and you are letting it happen. I'm notifying you that you're letting it happen. So, look, all I want to do is this. I just want to find 11,780 votes, which is one more than we have, because we won the state.
So this is a big clip here where I want to point out several things, okay? First, Trump said you should want to have an accurate election and you're a Republican. Again, what he means is you're a Republican, you should be willing to lie for me because I'm a Republican president. Okay, that's what he means. So that's an example of the use of social force to coerce this official. He's questioning his reputation as a Republican. Then he used another coercive tactic by insinuating that the election official is a criminal and that they're, quote, taking a risk, a big risk, is what Trump said. So that's yet another thinly veiled threat of harm. Then he tops it all off by saying, quote, I just want to find 11,780 votes. You know why? Because that's the difference between Biden and Trump in Georgia. Biden beat Trump by 11,779 votes. The only place where Trump will find those remaining votes are in his wildest dreams. Take a look at this next clip.
So tell me, Brad, what are we going to do? We won the election, and it's not fair to take it away from us like this. And it's going to be very costly in many ways. And I think you have to say that you're going to re-examine it, and you can re-examine it, but re-examine it with people that want to find answers, not people that don't want to find answers.
So Trump said here, he said, quote, I think you have to say that you're going to re-examine it, and you can re-examine it. And he added this part, re-examine it with people who want to find answers, end quote. Guys, this is mobster talk. Okay, this is how people who have spent a lot of time around people who commit crimes and gotten, people who have gotten away with those crimes that normal people wouldn't escape from talks, right? And this was all caught on audio from the horse's mouth. There's one last clip that I want you guys to take a listen to, and I will be back to end out the video.
Well, under law, you're not allowed to give faulty election results, okay? You're not allowed to do that, and that's what you've done. This is a faulty election result. And honestly, this should go very fast. You should meet tomorrow because you have a big election coming up, and because of what you've done to the president, the people of Georgia know that this was a scam. And because of what you've done to the president, a lot of people aren't going out to vote. And a lot of Republicans are going to vote negative because they hate what you did to the president, okay? They hate it. And they're going to vote. And if you would be respected, if this thing could be straightened out before the election. You have a big election coming up on Tuesday.
I think all of this further justifies why I put Trump's attempted coup as my number 2 most evil thing he's done as president. Okay, so this man is so brazen that he just flippantly commits crimes on the record. This is why we should never apply the failed logic of looking forward, not backward, when it comes to presidential crimes. Because when a man like Trump comes along who deliberately and knowingly breaks laws because he knows the establishment will look forward and not backward when the next Democrat comes into office, okay, to cover up previous crimes. When you have someone like Trump who knows that the establishment won't go after him, Okay, that same establishment will not be able to do anything when something happens that demands accountability, something like this. They'll be feckless. And we see this happening in real time right now. This moment in history demands accountability. I know people are tired of hearing these stories about Trump's attempted coup, but guess what? He's not stopping. And as long as news breaks, I, Brian Lewis, will be here to cover it for you. So leave a comment down below. Make sure you like and subscribe. Thank you.